we have seen 6 different criteria to classify the animals also. So let's summarize whole chapter, whole topic, classification of living things. We can make 2 groups of living things. One is plants, one is animals. On the basis of similarities, varieties, the differences, we can subdivide the animals or plants in different groups on the basis of different criteria. There are 3 major criteria for the classification of plants. 1. Flowering plants and non-flowering plants. Hibiscus, rose, these are the flowering plants. Ferns, molds, these are the non-flowering plants. According to the height of the plant and the stem size, we can classify them in 4 subgroups: trees, shrubs, climbers and herbs. Mango tree, banyan tree, these are the trees. Orange tree is a shrub. Cucumber tree or bitter gourd tree is a climber. Lemongrass, garden pea is a shrub. It's a herb. It's a herbaceous plant. What is the next criteria of the plant classification? According to the lifespan of the plants, they are classified into perennials, which live for many years and which can bear many cycles of flowers and plants. Mango tree, banyan tree, these are the perennial plants. The plants which complete their life cycle in 2 years and bear flower and fruits only once, those are called as a biennial plants. Which are those? Carrots, radish, beetroot plant, these are the biennial plants. Now the plants which complete their life cycle in only 1 year and they bear flowers and fruits only once, those are called as the annual plants. Which are those? Jowar, bajra, wheat, maize, these are the annual plants. Now let's consider the classification of animals. We have seen 6 different criteria of classifying the animals. Very first, wild animals and domestic animals. Domestic animals are the animals which we can keep at our house as our pets, like dogs, cats, hens. The wild animals are the animals which we cannot have in our house as our pets. Those live in the jungle. Those are lions, tigers. Then the animals, on the basis of how many cells they consist in their body, how many cells they are made up of, those are classified in unicellular and multicellular animals. Unicellular animals are amoeba, paramecium. What are the multicellular animals? All the higher organisms, fishes, birds, reptiles, amphibians, human beings, cat, dogs, these are multicellular animals. On the basis of where the animals live, where they can live, what is their habitat, natural habitat, we have subdivided into 3 groups. Terrestrial animals are the animals which can dwell only on the land, not in the water, are called terrestrial animals. Human beings, monkeys, cows, buffaloes, lion, tigers are terrestrial animals. The animals which can live only inside the water are called aquatic animals. Fishes, octopus are the aquatic animals. The animals which can live on the water as well as land are called amphibians. Some snakes, lizards, frogs, these are the amphibians. On the basis of whether the animals have vertebral column, a backbone or not, they are subdivided into 2 subgroups, vertebrates and invertebrates. All the mammals, cat, dog, lion, tiger, fishes, birds, reptiles, they have the vertebral column, a notochord, so they are called as vertebrates. But the insects, snails, spider, cockroach, they do not have a vertebral column, so they are invertebrates. According to the covering of the body, we have made another classification of the animals. The animals which have scales on their body, for example, fishes, lizards, snakes, Those are classified as animals with the scales. But what about the tigers, bear? These consist the hair on their body, which we call as a fur. So these animals are classified in the group of animals with the fur, animals which are covered by hairs. What about the birds? Birds are covered up with the feathers. So there is a third subgroup according to the covering of the body. Now, the last sixth criteria of classification of the animals, how they reproduce. The animals which lay eggs and hatch them to reproduce are called oviparous animals. Which are those? Sparrows, snakes, lizards. These are oviparous animals. And the animals in which actually growth of the young ones is completed inside the body of mother animal, and those reproduce via giving birth to young ones directly. Those are called as viviparous animals. Which are those? Dogs, cats, lions, human beings, cows, buffaloes. These are viviparous animals. Let's see the question answer, friends. Let's see question and answer, friends. Write the answer. First, why is it necessary to classify living things? Friends, we are surrounded by many living things. Those are many in the numbers. To understand and to study them, we need to classify them according to the different groups, so that it will be easy for us to classify the animals and the plants in that particular group, so that we can study them better because they exhibit the similar characteristics. Second, what are the criteria of classifying living things? On the basis of plants and animals, whether they can produce their own food or not, we can classify living things in two major groups, that is plants and animals. Further, they can classify on the different subgroups on the criteria, whether what is their lifespan, what is their height, what is their body size, what their body is covering of. So on the basis of different criteria, we can classify them on the further subgroups. Next question, give two characteristics of non-flowering plants. Non-flowering plants actually do not bear any flower. Then how do they reproduce? If we take the example of mold, it is a non-flowering plant. So it creates the spores. Those spores regerminate into another mold. Or if we take an example of ferns, ferns have small seedlets on the ventral face of their leaves. When those leaves get dried up and fallen on the ground, those seedlets germinate and give birth to another fern. So the plants which do not have flowers but which reproduce via spores or seedlets on the leaves, those are non-flowering plants. Let's go to the next question. Give the characteristics of herbs and give some examples. Herbs are the plants which grow up to maximum 1 or 1.5 meter. They have very flexible and soft stem. What are the examples of herb? Garden pea is a herb, herbaceous plant. Lemongrass, basil, grams, these are the herbaceous plants. Let's go to the next question. Which are the different criteria used for classifying plants and animals? Let's go one by one. Which are the criteria to classify the plants? The first criteria, whether they have flowers or not. On the basis of that, we classify plants into flowering and non-flowering plants. On the basis of the height of the plant and the stem size, stem type, we can classify plants into trees, shrubs, climbers and herbs. On the basis of lifespan of the plants and their life cycles, we can classify plants into perennial plants, biennial plants and annual plants. Let's see about the criteria to classify the animals. On the basis of whether that animal can be in our house as a pet or not, we can classify the animals into domestic and wild animals. On the basis of how many cells animal is made up of, we can classify the animals into unicellular animal and multicellular animal. On the basis of where do animals live, dwell, what is their natural habitat, animals are subclassified into three groups: terrestrial animals, the animals which can dwell on the land only, not in the water; aquatic animals, which can live and dwell only in the water, not on the land; and the animals which can live both in water also as well as on land also, those are called amphibians. Next, what are the body coverings of the animals? Whether they are covered with the scales or the hair or the feathers, this is another criteria of classifying the animals. Next criteria is how the animals reproduce. Whether they reproduce via eggs, so they are oviparous animals, or they reproduce via giving birth to young ones directly, that those are viviparous animals. So these are the different criteria to classify plants and animals. Let's go to the next question. What protects the bodies of animals? All the animals are covered with the skin, and that skin is covered either via scales or by hair, which we call as a fur, or via feathers. So these coverings protect the animal bodies. Let's go to the next question. This is the next question. Next question is find the odd man out. First, mold, mushroom, chrysanthemum, spirogyra. The odd man out is chrysanthemum because it is a flowering plant, other are non-flowering plants. B. Mango, banyan, Bengal gram, palmyra. Of course, Bengal gram is odd man out because all others are trees. Bengal gram is a herb. C. Grapes, orange, lemon, hibiscus. Grape is a odd man out because it's a climber. Orange, lemon, hibiscus are the shrubs. Now D. Sunflower, banyan, jowar, bajra. Banyan is a odd man out because it's a perennial plant. Sunflower, jowar, bajra are the annual plants. Last one, guava, radish, carrots, beetroots. Guava is the odd man out because guava is a perennial plant. Radish, carrots, beetroots are the biennial plants. Let's see the next question. Question is, keeping the first column unchanged, match the items in the second and third column to those in the first. Let's go through the first column: tree, herb, shrub and creeper. Second column, we have weak stem, branches close to the ground, 1 to 1.5 meter height, hard and strong stem. Column 3, holy basil, pumpkin, mango and lemon. Let's match these columns, friends. Let's go through first. In the first column is tree. Tree has got a hard and strong stem, and mango can be connected to this. Second, herb. Herb is a plant which grows 1 to 1.5 meter height. Holy basil is a herb. C. Shrub. Shrub has got branches close to the ground. Lemon is a shrub. D. Creeper. Creeper has got a weak stem. Pumpkin is a creeper. Let's go to the next question. Give 2 examples of each. A. Flowering plants. Mango, rose, hibiscus. B. Non-flowering plants. Mushrooms, mold, spirogyra. C. Trees. Mango, banyan, fig. These are the trees. D. Shrubs. Orange, hibiscus. These are the shrubs. E. Climbers, creepers. Cucumber tree, pumpkin tree. These are the creepers. F. Annuals. Jowar, bajra, maize, wheat. These are the annuals. G. Biennials. Biennials examples are carrots, radish, beetroot plant. Last one, perennials. Which are the examples of perennial plants? Friends, mango, banyan tree, peepal tree, fig tree. These are the perennial plants. Let's see the next question. Explain the difference between A. Flowering and non-flowering plants. Friends, flowering plants has got flowers as their reproduction unit. Non-flowering plants do not have any flowers into it. Flowering plants, which are those? Hibiscus, rose, a mango. Non-flowering plants, those are mushrooms, spirogyras, molds, ferns. Flowering plants reproduce via seeds which are there into the fruits because flowers grow into the fruits. Non-flowering plants do not have flowers, so they do not have seeds inside the fruits. They do not bear the fruits. They reproduce via spores or seedlets. Let's go to the next, trees and shrubs. Friends, trees are growing very much in the height. They can up to 15-20 meters or above also. They have a very hard and strong stem, and they have branches or they may not have branches like coconut tree, or coconut tree doesn't have branches. Leaves come directly to the end of the stem. Mango tree, banyan tree, they have branches and each branch have many leaves. What about the shrubs? Shrubs have the height up to around 2 to 3 meters. They also have a strong and hard stem, but which is not actually very much into its girth. This is the difference between trees and shrubs. Last one, vertebrates and invertebrate animals. The animals which have a backbone, a series of vertebrae on their back, are vertebrate animals. The animals which do not have any such backbone, any such vertebral column, those are invertebrates. Which are the vertebrate animals? Snakes, lizards, fishes, cats, dogs, lions, animals, monkeys, human beings. These are vertebrate animals. They do have a vertebral column. But on the other hand, insects, snails, cockroaches, spiders, crabs, these do not have any vertebral column. So these are invertebrates. Next question, methods of classification of plants according to their criteria. A. Flowering. On the basis of flowering, we can classify the plants into flowering and non-flowering plants. B. Height of the stem and branching. According to the height of the stem and branching, we can classify the plants into 4 groups: trees, shrubs, climbers and herbs. Length of the life cycle. According to the length of life cycle, we can classify plants into 3 groups: perennials, biennials and annuals. Let's see the next question, friends. The next question is, match the following. In the A group, we have amphibian, vertebrates, invertebrate and scales. In column B, we have monkey, snakes, frog and earthworm. Let's match the pairs: amphibian, frog; vertebrate, monkey; invertebrate, earthworm; scales, snake. The next question is, are the following statements right or wrong? Change the underlined words to correct the wrong ones. Let's go one by one. A. Octopus is an aquatic animal. It's a right sentence. B. Amphibian live both in air and in water. No, that is wrong statement. The underlined word is air. We should change this word to a land. So the right sentence becomes, amphibians live both on land and in water. The C. The function of the brain is more developed in vertebrate animals. Yeah, that is true. D. Amoeba is a multicellular animal. No, it is wrong because we all know amoeba is a unicellular animal. But underlined word is amoeba. We need to change it so that sentence is right. So we can put it there any other multicellular organism's name. Maybe a monkey or an elephant. So the sentence becomes like this: elephant is a multicellular animal. So friends, this was all about the question and answer on classification of the living things. I hope today's our discussion has given you a proper understanding of this topic, classification of living things. Stay tuned to Study Spectrum.